Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm going to make a card using the Love from Lizi September 2023 card kit. It's called A Spot of Autumn and it's a cracking kit. There is loads in it. I leave a link down below in the description box if you haven't seen what came in this kit. There'll also be links to Lizi's website, to the other design team members, and all the measurements etc. you'll need. They're in the description, so have a look down there. Okay, with this card I want to focus on washi tape. So we got lots of rolls of washi tape in this kit. We got absolutely loads and they're so lovely, and I really liked this red kind of pinstripe or candy cane one, and I picked that one out. I don't know why, I was just drawn to it, but there are loads. There are 8 rolls that we get in the kit altogether, so you can use any of the washi tapes that we got in the kit if you're following along as a subscriber to the kits, or you can just choose whatever you have in your stash. You don't even have to use washi tape. You can use pattern papers. In the kit we got some pattern papers, but I thought I would focus on washi tape. So now this card is going to be a double gatefold card, and it's coming with a twist. We're actually going to have the 2 front gatefold doors as shaker cards. So you'll have a shaker card on either side. So you'll have your gatefold doors. They'll pop open. They'll have, you know, they're the double-sided. And yeah, I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm going to make a flat shaker door on each of our gatefold doors. So you know, there's no real bulk to this. I've done a flat shaker card in a previous video. There'll be a link to that down below. And I thought it would be really cool to put that idea on a gatefold. So that's what we're going to do here. And it'll become clearer as we go through it. So if you're watching this for the first time, sit back and relax and have a look and see where I'm going with this. And if you're coming back because you enjoyed the video, thumbs up for that. Okay, so you'll need a couple of pieces of cardstock, and I'm focusing mostly on white cardstock using this. It's kind of a pinky red color. You could put pink with it and go down the pink tone, or you can put a red color with it and go down the red tone, and that's what I've done. So I've got my washi tape there, and I've got some other bits and pieces. I'm going to move them out of the way. So first of all, you're going to need 2 pieces of white cardstock. The 2 pieces will both measure 8.5 by 8 inches. Now, on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to do some scoring, and we're going to do this on both doors. We're not only going to score on this, we're going to do some cutting as well. So whatever I do on this, I'm going to do on my second piece. So the first thing we want to do is on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do my best not to jump the track. Lovely. Next, we want to score at 3 inches. And then we're going to score at 5.5 inches. And finally, we're going to score at 8 inches. Now, we want to rotate this around. So we've got a 1/2 inch score line there at the top and the bottom. And what we're going to do is score again at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to score at 7.5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 score lines on our 8.5 inch side. We've scored at 1/2 inch, 3 inches, 5.5 and 8. We've rotated it around, and then we've scored at 1/2 inch and 7.5. With this piece now, we want to do some cutting, but I'm going to come to that in a minute. I want to show you what else we're going to need. You're going to need 2 pieces of acetate. My acetate measures 2.25 by 6 3/4, and this is the part we're going to see through. You're also going to need 2 pieces of white cardstock. They will both measure 5 by 7. So this will be the back of our gatefold. We'll have our gatefold doors on one side and the other, and then this will sandwich. So this piece is going to hide our tabs that our gatefold doors are going to be attached to. You can see with this one piece, I've taken my washi tape and I have put washi tape down on all 4 sides. What I did was I put some washi tape on this side and this side. It's about a 1/4 inch gap. And then I rotated it around and I put a piece here and here. Again, the same amount of gap. I have done them so that they have wrapped around the back. That'll just make sure my washi tape doesn't come off. But if you burnish the washi tape, press it in really good, it should stay for you. So that's those 2 pieces. Finally then, I have some bits here. I have taken the thank you, which was the die that came in our kit this month. There it is. I've taken this die and I've die cut out my thank you in some red cardstock. And you can see here as well, I have some leaves. These leaves are from a previous kit. They're from the July 2023 kit. I've used the large and the small leaves here and here. And you can use whatever you have in your stash. I'm just using the leaves to embellish the shaker part of our doors. You'll also need some sequins, and I have a little drawer of sequins here. When I have sequins and I use them up, whatever I've left over, I throw in here. So this is a real hodgepodge of all different colored sequins. So I have that. I'm going to fill my flat shakers with these. You'll also need some double-sided tape. This one measures a 1/4 inch in width, and then I have a craft knife for doing some cutting. You can use a craft knife and a ruler, or you can use a trimmer for doing your cutting. So that's everything we're going to need. I'm going to now take you to this piece here, and we're going to do some cutting with it. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Oops. So you should have 2 of these with all our score lines on them. What we want to do is do some cutting, and this is the shape we want to have. So you can see here what we've done is we've taken these 3 pieces away here. Maybe if I move that over like that, you'll see better. So what we've done is we've cut away this square, this rectangle, and this rectangle. And we've done the same down here at the bottom. We've cut these 3 away. We've cut an angle in here and an angle here and here, and it's given us this piece. So I have this one done already. I'm going to go ahead and do that with this one now, and I'm going to speed through doing that. I'll show you one side first, and then I'll speed through the second side. So you can have it whichever way around you want, because it's all the same. What I want to do is I'm going to cut off this little square here at the bottom. So I'm going to cut that little square off. What we want to do now is take a little wedge out of this. So when we fold these little tabs down, it will sit better and it'll look neater. So there's our little wedges out of that. Then I'm going to cut up this score line, and I'm going to take a little wedge out of that. Now I want to cut all this piece away, so I'm going to rotate it around, and I'm going to cut all up along this score line, and I'm going to use my bigger scissors because there's more hope of me getting it right if I do it with a bigger scissors. So I'm going to cut up along this score line the whole way up along. And you can use a trimmer if you would prefer. And you just want to cut that score line off. So just take your time and get it nice and straight. And now what we want to do is we want to do the exact same on this side. So you can flip it over and do it that way or that way, whichever way suits you. But this is what we want to do. So I'm going to start on the opposite side here. I'm going to take out my little square. I'm going to cut out a little wedge and cut out a little wedge. And then I'm going to come over here, cut up this score line, cut out a little wedge, and then I'm going to cut all this piece away. So it being right-handed, it's easier for me, being right-handed, it's easier for me to flip this over. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut along this score line. There we go. So now we have 2 of these. So one will be for our right hand side and one will be for our left hand side. So the next thing we want to do is we want to cut an opening here because we want to put a shaker window in here. Now you can either use a ruler and a pencil, and you can mark out your window there. You can use a die to cut it out. It doesn't have to be that whole shape. You could cut maybe 3 circles into this if you wanted, or 3 rectangles using smaller dies, whatever you want to do. What I have actually done is, and I'm going to flip it over, I have it done already. I have taken my ruler and I've measured in from my score line 3/4 of an inch on the left hand side and the right hand side, and I've put a couple of marks there so I can do my lines. So I've measured in 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch, and I've measured down 3/4 of an inch, and I've measured up from the bottom 3/4 of an inch as well. And I've got this rectangular piece and I want to cut that out now. So you can, like I said, you can use a trimmer, or you can use a craft knife to do this. So I'm going to use my trimmer. I like to use my Fiskars trimmer. This one has got a metal, it's like a string going down through it, and it's great because I can line up my pencil lines with that, and then I know that the blade is going to cut exactly where I want it to. So I lift the little door up, and then I'm going to get my blade to cut all the way up there and all the way down there. It doesn't matter if it doesn't cut the whole way because I can go over that again. I'll move it over then, and I'll move my blade out of the way, and I'll line this up. Once I'm happy with it, I can bring my blade up, drop it down, and then cut up. And there's the little line here is where I'm gauging to my pencil line. And then I can turn it around, and again I can line it up with my pencil lines using the little wire there. Bring my blade in and then cut it down. And I'll lift it up and do the other side. Lovely, and then I can pop out my piece, and my blade, I need to replace the blade, and so what I like to do is take an emery board or a nail file. This is one that I just use in my craft room, and I'll go along there and I will then file away any of those little extra bits. I do have new blades, so I just need to put that in, but that'll give me that there. Now you can see there I didn't go down right to the bottom. That's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. What I'll do is I'll take my eraser, and then I can erase my pencil lines, and once they're erased, then I'm ready with that panel. So now once you have that done and you're happy with it, this is okay. This is a lightweight one that I have. I have already got my second door done. I used 300 GSM cardstock to make sure that it's, you know, it's a nice strong weight. I'm just showing you, I have my door is already done over there. The next thing we want to do is fold and burnish all our score lines. So burnish those down, and then this one, and this one, and this one. And now we have our panels ready. We can take our piece of acetate. If I can find mine on my desk, I know it's here somewhere. There it is. And we can put some tape along this, and we can then stick this down in here. And then once we have that done, we can add our sequins in here, and then we can fold these over, and then we can glue that onto here, and that'll give us our shaker door. And as I said, I have one done already. This is my one that I have done already. You can see it here. I've got my acetate in there. I've got my sequins in there. I've put my washi tape along this, and I'll show you how I do that now on this one here. So I get these nice, it's like a photograph, you know, or a framed cut at the angles, and then I have my little leaves there. So this is one side. This is our inside piece for the front, so that's one of our gatefold doors. And then once we have the other one done, the other one then will sit like so, and that will give us our double gatefold doors, and they will open like so. So now we have one done already. I'm going to go ahead now and show you how I've done my washi tape on it to give it a nice finish. So I'm going to go ahead and do my measurements in here, and I'm going to cut out my opening and stick down my acetate. And once I've that done, I'm going to come back to you and we'll add our sequins. Next, I'm going to add my washi tape to decorate my front of my panel, just like what I've done on this one here. So what I like to do is I'll use my ruler, and I'll also use my craft knife. So the first thing I do is, and everyone does it differently, just find the start of my washi tape first. And once I have that, I'm going to add that down to my panel. And what I basically did was I kept it in the middle. So looks about right. It may be a little bit wonky, but we'll go with it. And then I added another piece on the other side. Now, although I have my sides stuck down, I'm not adding any pressure to the corners here where I've done my washi tape, because what I want to do is I want to take my craft knife now, and I'm going to cut across the corner, and I'm going to focus from this corner here, from here to here. So I'm going to use my craft knife, and I'm going to put it down on the corner there and bring it over. Add a bit of pressure. I'm going to do the same on this corner. And then what I can do is I'll peel that one away, and I need to peel this one away here. And that'll give us our corner there. And then I'll do the same with this one. I'll peel away the top piece first. And then peel away the bottom piece. And then I'll do the same on the top. And just take your time when you're doing it. Focus on getting your cut nice and even. And there is our washi tape, and I'll just go over that and add a bit of pressure. That's how our flat shaker is going to close, and then our sequins will be trapped inside there like that. So I'm going to add some of my sequins that I have here, and I'm going to spread them out. Not that much, but I want to make sure I keep them away from the bottom, the side and the top there. So you want to put enough sequins in so that when the shaker, you know, has got enough in so you can see all your sequins like that one. So I think that's loads. So now I'm going to take the release paper off my double-sided tape. I'm going to move that sequins out of the way. I'm going to bring in my liquid glue, and I'm going to add a little bit of extra. I'm going to use some liquid glue with this as well. And then I'm just going to fold this over, making sure to tuck in my corners there. And then folding over my side. And now allow that time to dry. Because I've used the double-sided tape, it'll catch quickly. But then my glue in there is going to spread out, so it's going to make sure I've no leaks. And then there is my shaker. So now we have one for the right and one for the left. So that one will go that way and that one will go that way. So that's what you need to have there, like that. So now we can, or you can have it, one will go that way and one will go that way. Whatever way you like, as long as you have your 2 half tabs on the inside here, because we're going to sandwich this one. We're going to glue this one on here and on here, and then we'll take the other piece of white cardstock and we'll put that to the back, and that'll hide our tabs then on the back. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to glue this into place. Again, you can use your double-sided tape and your liquid adhesive, whatever you like yourself. I have all my little pieces here. I'm going to bring them in so that I can then add them on. So that's what I'm going to do next. Now I'm going to add my front and back panel. And there we go. There is our lovely, clean and simple thank you card. I'm going to just go over my folds there so that it will sit nicely. And the same on this side. And again there. And there we go. We have our lovely, you could put sentiments on the front there. I think it's lovely. We've got our double shaker there at the front. I think I would be kilt having fun with this, with all the shaker bits. You can see I added a bit more to the left hand side than the right hand side, but you'll be surprised the amount of shaker bits that you can get in there. And when you open the doors or it's set on a mantelpiece or a shelf, this is what you're going to see. So there is so much room for improvement on this card, but I wanted to focus really on using the washi tape on making this style. And you know, you can add so much to this really for a finish yourself. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed my take on a gatefold, well, a double gatefold card by adding flat shaker doors to this. We've used our washi tape from the lovely kit, the September 2023 kit from Lizi called A Spot of Autumn. There are lots of stickers and puffy stickers. There's so much in this kit that you could decorate this card with, but I'm keeping my card clean and simple. If you want measurements to this card, you can find it below in the description, as well as links to the products I've used, to Lizi's website and to my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts and Lizi's Facebook group, where you can share your makes with us on our Facebook groups. Links to everything is down in the description, including my little pins. If you'd like to get one from me, you can go to my Etsy store and pick up a pin there. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and ding the bell so you'll be notified when I share another video using this lovely kit from Lizi. So until then, folks, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye for now.